Okay, just wanted to let you guys know I got the track out, got the trying to get a light here so I can show you what's going on. Drive shaft is out. I'm gonna get under here. Okay, brand new sled, you know, not a mark, not a scratch. Looks awesome. There's the front heat exchanger. It's got a weld in it. I think my other one had that too, not sure why, but it does. There is the 4-stroke plug. I don't know if you can see that or not. Up there, the plate. So I'll be putting Chris's thing on there. There's a couple little things. I don't know if this is new here. I noticed this the other day. See, here's where the chain case goes. And I think this is new here. I don't think my E-Tech had that. It's like a little thing, so if you hit something, it's going to deflect it and not dent this. Now, a couple things I noticed. Drive shaft on the chain case side, the seal is built in right here. The rubber seal that keeps any oil in is on this side of the bearing. That's the bearing in there. But there is a seal right there, the rubber. There's no O-ring on the drive shaft at all on the chain case side. The other side's pretty straightforward. It's just got the big hole there, and I'll show you. I'll show you on the shaft. Okay, so this is the shaft. So on the other side, like I said, there's no O-ring here on the chain case side. It's got the O-ring down there. You know, the seal is down there. So this just goes on. This goes right into the bearing. The sprocket, the lower gear, goes right on there, and then the circlip. So circlip, sprocket, and the flat side of the sprocket is out, or I should be calling it a gear. Flat side of the gear is out. The shoulder goes in against this. The bearing rides here. The seal is built into the inner chain case down there. The other side has this piece. This goes on the inside of the tunnel, and these little teeth, they kind of lock in there's two little slots on the tunnel they lock into. This goes into the tunnel, the bearing. And then of course the caliper and the rotor, they compress together, and everything. It's a beautiful design. I mean, you know, I worked on a friggin' piece of crap cat, and that cat is a joke. I mean, what a joke compared to this. The engineering behind this is so far superior, in my opinion. Okay, so you got that O-ring here. Guys talk about this O-ring. I guess it disintegrates over time. I mean, some guys say it's supposed to quiet down the rotor, brake rotor. I'm not so sure, though, because the rotor's out here. The rotor rides out here, and the caliper is here. I mean, I guess it could be right. Maybe the rotor does go up against there. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Seems to me the rotor's out here, though. Oh, hang on a second. Let's see. Maybe we can figure this out right now. So the rotor goes on here. Ah, it does keep the rotor quiet. You guys on Do Talk are right. Because that rotor, I forgot about the big shoulder on the back of the rotor. So this rotor goes in right against that nice O-ring, and see how tight your circlip goes in there and holds everything tight. So, sure, that quiets that down. So I guess when that O-ring wears out, you're going to get some chatter out of your rotor. Probably not a big deal, except for the noise. Okay, so that kind of just documents a little bit the drive shaft, and kind of gives us an idea what's going on with that. Okay, so I still got the bumper on. I guess technically the bumper doesn't have to come out because the slots are up here. So you just take this shroud off here, which is this little tiny bolt right there. I don't know if you can see that where my finger is. Let me get a light. Those little tiny bolts right there. Probably not going to focus. I don't know. Anyways, there's little friggin' bolts right there. What a pain in the ass this video camera is. Anyways, you take out those two little bolts on the back side, and that's all that holds this shroud on. So you take the shroud off, basically, so you got access to these slots. Let me get down here. This might be better. Yeah, now you can see the little bolts. Right there. They're basically right next to the slots. So you basically take those two bolts out so you can get to those two black slots there. And then you can slide your tunnel protectors in. You know? You got access to slide those protectors in. And now we got a better view here. There's a nice 129 tunnel. Nice and new. God, she looks good. So I got the protectors here. I got the track here. So next step basically is lay the track under here. Make sure you got the track in the right direction. Look at the arrows on the track. Make sure it's going the correct direction for forward, obviously. Put the shaft back in. The shaft is going to go to the left first, toward the brake side. Push it through the brake side, and then back toward the chain case side and into the chain case bearing. Then the shaft will be in, and then you can kind of reverse everything. Start putting the brake rotor, caliper, all that back together. But I think now that we got it nice and up like this and wide open, I'm going to do the tunnel protectors first, and we'll take a little picture of that after.